The crowd still cheers behind me. Music swells, glittering, distant, unbearable. I slip through the corridor, heels clicking on marble. The mirror catches my face, pale and trembling. My sister's laughter echoes from the ballroom. She has everything now. The house, the blessing, the perfect dream. I breathe in, count to 3, and push the door open. My mother stands near the catering table, fixing her lipstick. "Sweetheart," she says, "why aren't you inside?" Her tone is soft but sharp underneath. I hold her gaze. "The house," I whisper, "you gave it to her." She waves a jeweled hand, dismissive, rehearsed. "Bitch and her husband need space. You have your cabin." "It's not about space," I say. "It's about fairness." She sighs, like I'm a child again asking for too much. "Your father, and I thought you'd understand." I laugh quietly, no humor in it. "I paid for that house, every month, 6 years." Her expression flickers, then hardens. "Oh, darling, we were going to pay you back eventually." The lie lands soft but cuts deep. My father appears, face flushed from champagne. "What's this about now?" he asks. "She's upset about the gift," my mother says. He looks at me, disappointed, almost bored. "You've always been responsible, Lan. You'll be fine." I stare at him, the words sinking like stones. Responsible, capable, the one who never complains. The one who fixes everything without being asked. "Did you ever plan to tell me?" I ask. He shrugs. It was a surprise. "For who?" I whisper. My mother's voice sharpens. "Don't ruin your sister's night." There it is, the command, the guilt, the quiet control. I feel the old weight pressing on my chest. All those nights working overtime. All the dreams postponed for their emergencies. The house payments, the promises, the silence. My hand shakes as I set down my empty glass. "I can't do this anymore," I say. They both freeze. "What do you mean?" my father asks. "I mean I'm done pretending this is love." My mother gasps, the sound rehearsed for sympathy. "You're being dramatic, Lan. This is family." "No," I say quietly, "this is debt." Her eyes narrow. "Watch your tone." I take a step back. "Watch your conscience." The silence stretches. The music filters in from the ballroom. Soft, romantic, false. "I'm leaving," I say. My father shakes his head. "You'll regret this." "Maybe," I answer, "but I'll regret staying more." I turn before they can reply. The air outside is cold and clean. My husband waits near the car, concern written on his face. He doesn't ask. He doesn't need to. We drive away from the lights, the music, the lies. In the reflection of the window, I see the woman they built. And the woman finally breaking free. The morning sun spills across the wooden floor. Steam rises from my coffee cup, thin and trembling. 3 quiet weeks have passed since the wedding. No calls, no messages, just silence and exhaustion. I thought maybe that was the end. Until the doorbell rings. Once, twice, relentless. The camera on my phone flashes to life. My parents stand outside with 4 suitcases. Their clothes are neat, their smiles tight and expectant. I freeze, cup halfway to my lips. Di looks up from the table. "Are you expecting someone?" I shake my head. "Not them." The doorbell rings again. I cross the living room slowly, heart hammering. When I open the door, my mother steps in without waiting. Her perfume hits first, sweet and heavy. "We've been out here for 20 minutes, she says. My father lugs 2 suitcases behind her, grunting. "What are you doing here?" I ask. "Moving in, of course," she says easily. "We sold the house to your sister. We need somewhere to stay." Her tone is light, like she's commenting on the weather. I blink. "You can't just show up and decide that." "Why not?" she asks. "Family takes care of family." The words twist like a knife. "That line again," I say. "You used it when you needed money too." My father frowns. "You have space here, it's only temporary." "No," I say softly, It's not happening. My mother laughs, brittle and sharp. Lan, don't be ridiculous. You have 2 bedrooms. And you had 40,000 in savings, I reply. Her face freezes. I open the filing cabinet and pull out the thick folder. Receipts, statements, every transfer for 6 years. I spread them across the table, one by one. This is what I paid, I say. Every month, every sacrifice. My father leans forward, eyes narrowing. You kept all this. Yes, I say. Proof of everything you chose to forget. My mother's voice trembles with anger. You were helping us. No, I say again. You were using me. The room feels colder now, heavy with truth. I hear Dai's footsteps behind me, steady, protective. He doesn't speak, just places a hand on my shoulder. You're not staying here, I tell them. Not tonight, not ever. My father straightens, his face red. We raised you. And I saved you, I answer. We're even. My mother grabs her purse, lips pressed into a thin line. You've changed, she spits. Yes, I say, finally. They drag their suitcases to the door. The latch clicks shut behind them, final and clean. For a long moment, I stand in the silence. Dai turns to me. You okay? I nod slowly. No, but it's a start. Outside, the wind rises through the pine trees. The sound is soft, like freedom whispering my name. The night is quiet until the alarm screams. Red lights flash through the cabin windows, sharp and unreal. I grab my phone, heart pounding against my ribs. The security app shows the back door wide open. Wood splintered, lock broken. My breath catches. 2 shapes move inside the kitchen, familiar silhouettes. Not thieves. My parents. I call the police before the shock fades. My voice shakes, but I give the address clearly. Dai pulls on a jacket, already dialing the neighbors. Minutes stretch like hours until sirens cut through the dark. Blue and red wash over the snow outside. I open the front door when the officer knocks. Miss Lan, he says, we received a break-in report. They're my parents, I answer quietly. They don't live here. His brows lift. Do they have permission to enter? No, I whisper, not anymore. Through the window I see my mother's shape, gesturing wildly. She's talking fast, tears glistening under the lights. My father stands beside her, pretending to look wounded. They always know how to perform. The officer steps back as my mother rushes out. Lan, how could you call the police on us? She cries. We used our key. We just needed a place to stay. I hold her gaze, voice calm and steady. That key was for emergencies. This is trespassing. Her tears vanish, replaced by fury. You've abandoned us, she screams. We're your parents. The younger officer approaches, notepad in hand. Ma'am, do you wish to press charges? My mother freezes, certain I won't. But I nod. Yes, I do. Her face twists, disbelief turning into rage. You wouldn't dare, my father mutters. I already have, I say. This house is mine. Dai appears beside me, handing over the documents. Title deeds, mortgage receipts, proof of every payment. The officers exchange looks, quiet and professional. My mother tries again, softer now. Lan, honey, we just needed time to figure things out. I shake my head. You had years, I'm done losing more. The handcuffs click faintly behind her back. My father exhales a long, broken sigh. Family doesn't do this, he says. Exactly, I answer. Family doesn't break into your home. The police lead them down the steps, snow crunching underfoot. I stand in the doorway, numb but upright. Inside, the house smells like cold metal and betrayal. Dai closes the door gently, locking it again. For the first time, the sound of the bolt feels comforting. He turns to me, eyes searching mine. You did the right thing, he says. I nod, though tears blur my vision. Then why does it still hurt? Because it meant something, he whispers, and you ended it. Outside, the sirens fade into the distance. Inside, the silence settles like new snow, pure, heavy, and final. The sun rises gray and thin over the mountains. My phone buzzes nonstop, with messages from neighbors and friends. Everyone knows by now. The arrest made the local paper. My mother's version hits social media before breakfast. A post filled with half-truths and trembling words. "Our daughter turned us away," she writes. "Please pray for her lost soul." Hundreds of comments flood in. Sympathy, pity, blind devotion. I scroll through them with shaking hands. Each line feels like a slap. I open my laptop and start typing. No drama, no pleading. Just dates, payments, and facts. 6 years, $93,000. Bank statements, screenshots, receipts. The truth, stripped of emotion. Di stands beside me, reading quietly. "Are you sure?" he asks. I nod. They built this lie. I'm just turning on the light. I hit post. Within minutes, the comments explode. Some defend me, others accuse me. Then the tide shifts. Old friends remember, lending my parents money. Relatives share stories of manipulation. People start connecting the dots. I keep posting proof, calm and steady. The wedding video. The text messages. The screenshots of their hidden savings. One by one, the illusions crumble. By evening, my mother's post disappears. Too late. The truth is already everywhere. Her church suspends her volunteer work. My father's old colleagues stop replying. Their perfect image cracks in public view. I should feel guilty, but I don't. Only lighter. The weight of silence finally gone. Di brings me tea, sets it beside the keyboard. "You haven't moved in hours," he says softly. "I can't stop," I whisper, "not until it's all out." My inbox fills with messages. Some cruel. Some kind. One from a woman I barely know. She writes, "Thank you for saying what I never could." I read it twice, then breathe for the first time all day. The night grows deep around us. Notifications still flashing, stories still spreading. The truth catching fire faster than lies ever did. I check one last comment before shutting the screen. A cousin writes, "She didn't betray her parents, they betrayed her first." I close my eyes, let the words sink in. For years, I begged to be understood. Now the world finally sees what they did. Outside, the wind howls through the pine trees. Inside, I let silence return, clean and sharp. I'm not the dutiful daughter anymore. I'm the woman who spoke. And I'm not taking any of it back. The email arrives just after dawn. A mortgage officer's name I don't recognize. She writes that my parents tried to refinance the old house. They listed my payments as gifts. My stomach twists as I read the words again. Fraud. They're still trying to take more. I forward the message to my lawyer without thinking. Bate replies within minutes. "Meet me at 10, bring everything." By the time I reach her office, the sky is the color of ash. Folders spill across her desk, statements, texts, contracts. She scans them quickly, eyes sharp and steady. "They forged documents," she says. "This is serious." I nod, my hands cold despite the heat in the room. They knew exactly what they were doing. Bate smiles thinly. "Then let's make sure they face it." We prepare a cease and desist letter, firm and final. A demand for repayment, interest, and legal fees. I sign every page, each signature a wound closing. By noon, the courier leaves with the papers. By evening, my phone rings again. Not my parents. My sister. Her voice is tight, angry. "Lan, they're panicking. You have to stop this." I keep my tone even. They brought it on themselves. She hesitates. They might lose everything. "They already gave everything away," I say. The silence on the line stretches thin and brittle. She whispers, "I didn't know about the payments." I almost believe her. Then I remember the wedding smile, the house keys in her hand. You benefited, I say quietly. That's enough. She hangs up without another word. 2 days later, the mediation meeting begins. My parents sit across the table, smaller than I remember. Their lawyer whispers, but they barely listen. Bate presents the evidence one slide at a time. Transfers, emails, the forged refinance request. Each click of the mouse another nail in the coffin of denial. My mother's hands tremble on her lap. My father avoids my eyes. Bate leans forward. My client demands full repayment or property forfeiture. Their lawyer sighs. What are the alternatives? Bate slides a document across the table. They sign over their interest in her cabin. No charges, no repayment. My mother's voice cracks. You'd take our last home. I meet her eyes. You already took mine. My father's voice is hoarse. We're your parents. I shake my head. You're the lesson I had to learn. The room falls silent, except for the sound of pen on paper. They sign. Bate gathers the documents, calm and efficient. It's done, she says. I stand, feeling the air return to my lungs. For the first time in years, I'm not in their debt. Outside, the afternoon sun breaks through the clouds. Di waits by the car, a quiet smile on his face. I slide into the seat beside him, exhaling everything left. It's over, I whisper. No, he says gently, it's beginning. 6 months pass like a slow thaw. The snow melts from the rooftops, and the air smells new again. The cabin feels larger now, lighter without their shadow. I start writing at night, words spilling like confession. A blog, small at first, just a handful of posts. Stories about control, guilt, and the cost of silence. People begin to read. Then to respond. Messages pour in from strangers with the same bruises, invisible but deep. One woman writes, "You helped me say no for the first time." I cry quietly at the screen, not from pain but release. The blog becomes a meeting group, then a movement. Every Thursday, we gather in the community center. We drink coffee and share what it means to rebuild. Not victims, survivors. Di brings pastries, always late but always smiling. We laugh more than we cry now. One morning, a letter arrives, familiar handwriting looping across the envelope. My mother. Inside, $50,000 and 3 pages of apology. The words are careful, almost fragile. I don't know if I believe them, but I donate the money to a fund for financial abuse victims. Let something good grow from what broke me. The letter stays in a drawer, not on display. A relic, not a reminder. Life finds rhythm again. Bookings fill for the cabin's guest house we finished building. Couples, writers, nurses, people searching for quiet. Sometimes they tell me their stories over coffee on the deck. I listen, the wind carrying their words into the trees. Healing has a sound. It's soft, steady, like breathing again after years underwater. Photos on the mantle replace the old family portrait. No staged smiles, no hidden tension. Just moments caught mid-laughter. Friends around the fire pit. Di teaching kids to roast marshmallows. The light in their faces feels like forgiveness. Not for them. For me. An email pings. A woman from Florida writes, "Your story saved me." I stare at her words until they blur. Freedom multiplied, shared alive. Sometimes, I still wake up thinking of that night. The wedding, the gift, the glass slipping from my hand. Then I remember what came after. Boundaries, truth, peace. Outside, the sun lifts over the mountains, turning the sky to gold. Di steps onto the porch, coffee steaming in his hands. "The architect's waiting," he says, smiling. I close my laptop and follow him out. The deck creaks beneath our feet, solid and sure. Below us, the valley glows in quiet color. I think of everything lost and everything gained. Sometimes family is the one you build, not the one you're born into. Sometimes love begins where obligation ends. The hummingbirds return, flashing green in the light. They hover for a moment, then rise toward the open sky. So do I. The sun slips behind the ridge, painting the sky in amber light. I stand on the porch, feeling the wind move through my hair. Di locks the cabin door behind us, keys jingling softly. We're leaving for a short trip, not to escape, but to live. The valley below glows, like something forgiven. I think of the house I once saved, the love I once begged for. It no longer hurts, not the way it used to. Some wounds close by growing around them. The birds return at dusk, darting and free. I watch them, knowing I've learned to fly too. The past still whispers, but it no longer commands. My life is quiet, built from truth and choice. No more proving, no more paying for belonging. Just peace. Di takes my hand, warm and certain. We built this, he says. I smile, eyes on the horizon. From nothing but courage, I answer. The first stars appear, small and bright against the dark. And as the night deepens, I realize I am finally home.